In our first video, we have seen introduction of TQM, the TQM concept, and the what are the TQM elements and different quality control charts. This is the content of TQM. After that, we have seen what is TQM definition and its benefits to company, individual employee and customer. After that, we have learned different quality groups. In this lecture, we are going to study TQM elements in detail. There are 4 TQM elements. First is customer satisfaction, second is PDCA cycle, or we can say that Deming cycle, third is employee involvement, and fourth is supplier partnership. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the 2 TQM elements. First is customer satisfaction and second is PDCA cycle. But before that, one quality guru, that is Genichi Taguchi's contribution is remaining. In short, first we will discuss his contribution and then we proceed for. Now we will see the contribution of Genichi Taguchi. He has contributed 3 things. First is loss function, second is signal to noise ratio, and third is robust design. In this, quality loss function results from customer's dissatisfaction. The loss is measured in terms of monetary terms and it includes all the costs. It excesses the cost of a perfect product. The loss may include various things such as result of harmful effects to society, failure to meet customer requirement, failure to meet ideal performance, damage to company's reputation, and added warranty costs, etc. Taguchi argues that product performance begins to gradually deteriorate as the design parameter deviates from the target value. Before product goes to manufacturing, tolerances are set. Overall quality loss is increased by the square of the deviations from the target value, or that is by the quadratic formula. This is given by L is equal to D square into C. L is the overall quality loss, D is the deviations from the target value, and C is the constant that is determined by the cost of the countermeasure that may be employed in the factory. Here, optimum customer satisfaction can be achieved by minimizing the quality loss or by developing the product which meets the target value on consistent basis. The second contribution, that is signal to noise ratio. Here the signal to noise ratio is just explained as, suppose a person puts his foot on the brake pedal of a car. Energy is transformed with the intent to slow the car, which is the signal. However, all energy is not utilized for the intended functions. Some energy is wasted by pedal wear, heat, and so forth. So this is the energy is neither created nor destroyed, but this signal factor, this is the noise factor which we cannot control. This signal factor is set by the operator to obtain the intended value of the responsible variable, and noise factor are not controlled or are very expensive or difficult to control. Means the person operate his foot on brake pedal to slow the speed, but all this is the force or the signal given, and the noise is the energy which is wasted, which we cannot control. This ratio is important, and which is the major contribution of the Taguchi. And here there are many types of signal to noise ratios. First, different signal to noise ratios are nominal to the best, target the best, smaller the better, larger the better, classified attributes, and dynamics. These different concepts are used to improve the quality. And third contribution is robust design, or we can say orthogonal array, which is used in DOE, design of experiments. It involves optimization of the process, which involves different factors such as time, temperature, materials, and at several levels. Means suppose time is a factor, and for processing you are using different levels of time, or temperature as a factor, and for that particular process we are using different temperatures: 100 degrees centigrade, 150 degrees centigrade, 200 degrees centigrade, 500 degrees centigrade, different 4 levels, and these parameters are influencing for the output. Here the approach is the greatest contribution of the Taguchi is by using this robust design we will able to identify which parameter, which factor, which level influencing the event or the process more is identified by using this robust design. And the contribution of Taguchi is not only for manufacturing industry but also useful for service industry, design department, manufacturing department. At all quality functions this Genichi Taguchi method is applicable, contribution is applicable. Now we will see the next our TQM element is customer's satisfaction. Before that we should know who is the customer. The customer is a person who buy the product. The customer of the design engineer would also include the manufacturing, assembly engineer, or worker, and these are the internal customers. Then after that, for customer satisfaction, to understand the customer requirement, Kono model is given. There are 3 needs: basic need, performance need, and excitement. And this is shown on this graph. Here, when customers will satisfy, when customers will be dissatisfaction, to fulfill the expectations and don't fulfill the expectation. This is the normal requirement. If the normal requirement satisfies, then the customer will be satisfied. If the normal requirement is not fulfilled, customers will be dissatisfied. The normal requirement can be achieved, can be identified by asking the customer directly question what is their requirement. And then next is the performance needs, means the product should perform well. Okay, they are having their needs, and that needs can be identified. Even customer does not know what is their performance needs. It can be identified only when there is a lack of that need. And third is excitement need. Excitement needs means the customer are not expected, but if they get, he or she will be happy. If it is a exciting requirement. Just we see the basic need, performance need, and excitement need. Performance need increase satisfaction as performance improves, and this is generally expressed by consumer. Basic need, these are must. If this is not available in the product, the customers will not happy. Excitement need, this causes immediate happiness to the customers. Okay, after that we see how to identify these needs. Normal requirement, just by asking the customer what they want. Expected requirement, if it is not available, then the person will dissatisfied. And exciting requirement, it is difficult to discover, it is beyond the customer's expectations. Okay, and there are, you can ask the questions to identify customer need. The first question, how they feel if something is exist, and the second questions, how you feel if something does not exist. By asking these questions, you can identify customer needs, and even you can prepare a customer survey. And in this, there is a scale to achieve the perception of the customers. It is based on 1 to 5 scale, that is low, medium, very good, and exception. These 5 types of scales, 1 to 5 type of scale you can use to identify the need. Just see once again, this is 1 to 5 scale. I really like it, I like it, I feel neutral, I don't like it, I really don't like it. This type of questions can be asked to identify exactly the need of the customers. After that, you have to prioritize the requirement. For each requirement, you have to give the weight. The weighting factor will be given by the designer to know how much effort, time and money is required to invest to fulfill or to satisfy the customer's needs. 2 questions should be asked in developing prioritization: to whom the requirement is important, and how is a measure of importance is developed for the diverse group of requirement. That things you have to identify. After how to identifying customers needs, identifying the customers needs for the new product or the existing product, you have to take different views of the customers, and before start of the project you have to identify the customer. For that, you can achieve by interviewing with customers, the potential customers has identified, and the requirement, the present product strengths and weaknesses are examined to need the upgrade of the product. After that, focus group. Focus group refers to a small subset of existing potential customers. The discussion facilitated to identify more closely the advantages and disadvantages of the existing products. After that, customer survey, as already discussed, 1 to 5 scale, the questionnaire is developed, as well as customer complaints are used to identify the customer needs. Here the customer survey, there should be purpose of the survey, the type of possible data collection method should be decided, and the specific information needed, and each question should have clear goal, and questions should not be too much. In minimum question, you have to identify maximum information from the customers, and the customer should be identified to assess their attitude questions, knowledgeable questions and behavior questions. And the survey is conducted and customer